when they killed King Von and shit, niggas talking about you not gonna slide, bro. You not gonna slide for Von, bro. But now when he does, like he locked up. Now they clowning him. Like you see what I'm saying? Like this world is so fucked up, bro. No cap, bro. Gee shit. Like you got his man's on the left snitching on him, and then you got social media, bro. Like now look what type of predicament Dirk is in, bro. How the fuck you gonna like for me? No bail. Like they already got him trying to leave the country, so they definitely not giving you no bail. Like what you gonna do, bro? It's tough.
According to prosecutors, all 5 men, who include Kevon London Grant, aka Vonnie, Asa Houston, aka Boogie, David Brian Lindsay, aka Brown Eyes, Keith Jones, aka Flocka, and DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, aka Didi. They all face charges including conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving death, and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. And the most serious.
Alright. I'm not saying Dirk hired this shit up, bro. But this shit I'm not gonna speak too much. But machine gun, bro, yeah, you wanted that nigga dead, man. You wanted that nigga dead as a bitch. Not gonna
Charge
lie.
carries up to the death penalty if convicted. According to prosecutors, all 5 men have ties to Lil Durk's hip-hop group Only the Family, also known as OTF. OTF was founded by Lil Durk more than a decade ago. And according to the FBI, OTF members engage in violence, including murder and assault, at the direction of Lil Durk and to maintain their status in OTF. King Von, whose real name was Davon Bennett, was also a part of OTF and frequently collaborated with and was a longtime friend of Lil Durk. King Von was shot and killed in November of 2020 outside.
Nah, that shit was actually crazy though when he passed. Like that was OD, bro. Like Von, I'm not gonna lie, he was hard, bro. He was hard. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know though. Like G shit, like just the shit he was doing. I don't know. Like for me, like some people fucked with him, some people didn't. But I'm not gonna lie, I fucked with bro music, bro. That shit was hard.
At a nightclub in Atlanta. He was killed in the early morning hours of November 6 during an argument between 2 groups that escalated into gunfire. And he was fatally shot by Quando's associate Lil Tim after the argument. The indictment doesn't name Davon Bennett, aka King Von. Instead, the charging documents state a high-ranking OTF member described by the initials DB got into a physical altercation with someone referred to as TB, and the circumstances surrounding that incident mirror King Von's murder. The indictment says after DB's death, co-conspirator 1 made clear in coded language that they would pay a bounty or monetary reward to anyone who took part in killing TB for his role in DB's.
Alright, so TB is Quando Rondo. To get that shit straight. That's Quando, bro. Feel me? So they trying to say Dirk basically put a bag on this nigga to take him out, bro. Type shit. Feel me? Trying to solve for Von type shit. That's the obvious, low key, but like it's just like, bro, like how the fuck this shit crazy? Cause I'm not gonna lie, bro. Dirk could be doing like life, bro. No cap. This shit crazy.
Murder. That co-conspirator is allegedly Lil Durk, who authorities say made it known he would pay a bounty to anyone who killed Quando Rondo. According to the court documents, the men
Niggas gotta find proof of that though. I'm not gonna lie. Like it can't just be he say, she say type shit. Like
used an OTF-associated credit card to buy plane tickets to LA in August of 2022 to search for TB, who is allegedly Quando Rondo, and using funds provided by Lil Durk. Durk allegedly texted an associate arranging the flight, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." And prosecutors claim when there, Kevon Grant booked a hotel room for the men to stay at and provided the others with firearms. Grant allegedly procured cars, ski masks, and firearms that were used to find, track, and kill TB. According to the FBI, there is video evidence that Durk was staying at the house in the San Fernando Valley that day.
A lot of the stories that we cover here at Law and Crime are very tough to tell. But part of the reason
so they trying to say when them dudes from Chicago like got to Cali, they tried. Hold on. So Dirk was there. He was in Cali. Then he flew to Florida type shit before it was gonna happen. So it could shows that like he's away from this shit and like he wasn't around type shit. I just felt like, bro, like He did it a dumb way, no cap. Like, cause how the fuck niggas gotta be more smarter, bro. That's all I gotta say. Niggas gotta be more smarter.
We're able to keep bringing you these types of stories is because of our great sponsors. So I want to take a moment to thank Upside for sponsoring this story. It's a nice so Upside
drove to a nearby alley before for gas, follow Rondo and his 24-year-old. One of which had a fake license plate for the men to use and follow Rondo and his 22 cars. One of which had a fake license plate for the men to use.
Wait,
for
hold
25
on.
cents
One of them had a fake license plate?
back on your first gallon of gas.
According to the indictment, Kevon Grant allegedly rented 2 cars, one of which had a fake license plate for the men to use and follow Rondo and his 24-year-old cousin. But when Rondo and his cousin stopped for gas, according to prosecutors, Asa Houston allegedly drove to a nearby alley before Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and a third unidentified man known in the indictment as co-conspirator 2 carried out the shooting, which was captured on surveillance video. Rondo wasn't injured. However, his cousin passed away after being fatally wounded. According to court documents, the 5 men and co-conspirators used facilities.
So they killed, damn, bro. They popped his cousin, like, shit.
After being fatally wounded. Video.
So they basically missed, like, they failed the mission type shit, obviously, like, for me. But at the same time, they still killed Quando cousin, like, for me. But it's just like, damn, bro. So they used a fake license plate. So how the fuck? I really want to know how the fuck them OTF members got bagged though. G shit.
Rondo wasn't injured. However, his cousin passed away after being fatally wounded. According to court documents, the 5 men and co-conspirators used facilities of interstate and foreign commerce, such as planes, cars, cell phones, and the internet with intent that the murder of TB be committed. After the shooting, according to the indictment, the men went to a nearby burger spot to discuss payment. Then on the same day, the credit card was used to purchase tickets for Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, Asa Houston, DeAndre Wilson, and co-conspirator 2 to travel back to Chicago. Lil Durk wasn't named in the charging documents against Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston. But according to the indictment, the defendants were offered money and lucrative music opportunities with OTF for the murder of Quando Rondo. Prior to Lil Durk's arrest, the Chicago rapper was being sued by the mother of Chicago drill rapper FBG Duck. FBG Duck was murdered in 2020.
That's too much shit with this Chicago shit, bro. There's a lot of back and forth, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it just like, it's like a puzzle to this shit. Like, there's a puzzle to every single, like, individual, like, no cap, like, G shit. Like, there's a puzzle to FBG, King Von, Dirt, FBG Buddha, like, I keep going. Just hella shit that just been going on. So, it just like, this happening, they gonna fuck around and throw this whole shit on him, bro. Cause he's like the last man standing, bro. Not gonna lie.
And his death led to several convictions in a federal conspiracy trial last January. But his mother sued Lil Durk, OTF, and King Von's estate, alleging they were all involved in the shooting as well. According to the suit, OTF operates as a criminal enterprise. After Grant, Jones, Lindsay, Wilson, and Houston were arrested Thursday, the FBI says Durk booked 2 flights from South Florida airports, one to Dubai and one to...
So, he was in Florida. So, alright. So by the time like all this shit was going on, Dirk already in Florida. He know once they got booked, it was time for him to get the fuck out of there. So I'm about to put y'all on. So alright, so look. If they already like knowing what's going on, especially if they're already watching Dirk already, cause somebody ratting, so like the feds is already tuned in. They're already watching him, bro. They know he in Florida. Once he booked them tickets, now they just trying to get a warrant for his. They trying to get a warrant for his arrest from the judge type shit. So, yeah, bro. They was already watching Dirk, bro. I don't know how this shit gonna go. This trial
to Switzerland. He then reportedly booked a flight to Italy, but was arrested in Miami before he could board that flight. Lil Durk and the other defendants are being held pending their transfer back to LA. I want to bring on now Detective Eric Barnes to break down this case even further. Eric, thank you so much for joining me today. You know, Lil Durk is a really popular rapper, but what's your reaction to his arrest and his...
Like, this shit's still crazy. Like, Cuz could be doing life, bro, and he's a good rapper, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like G shit, bro. Like that's gonna be like I'm not gonna lie, like that's Max. Like how the fuck like this shit crazy,
Alleged connection to this murder for hire plot of Georgia rapper Quando Rondo.
Well, it's a very interesting case. I've been following it for some time now, but it's very representative of things that are going on within the hip hop community these days. Of the 1 foot in the studio, 1 foot in the streets.
And talk to me a little bit about retaliation within gang culture, maybe even hip hop culture as well, too, that we can even trace back these events in particular, kind of in a way, starting from King Von's death in Georgia in 2020, and 2 years later, Quando Rondo's attempted murder, where his cousin was actually killed during this ambush. What is your kind of reaction to just this whole web and trail that has been going on essentially since 2020, even probably prior to that, too?
Well, one of the things that's been popular with hip hop artists is to maintain the same group of friends that they had since they were kids. Maintaining that loyalty, not changing up, and becoming a new person because you have fame. And so, in keeping these alliances, sometimes there's beef that follows from the streets into rap, and like I said, these guys live, day to day, and their alliances also live that same lifestyle.
And, reading through this indictment, there appears to be this really heavy level of planning to allegedly carry out this murder. Plane tickets were bought, cars were rented, ski masks and firearms were bought. Talk to me a little bit.
and the worst part about it, bro, is underneath Dirk fucking name. I don't think it's from his like card, obviously, but like OTF, he owns that shit. It's underneath his name. So they make them purchases. How the fuck you get that money? These are Chicago niggas. Like they spending all these expensive flights, one way there, one way back. It's just hella shit. Like you feel me? So just like how the fuck like this shit is crazy, bro.
About the sophistication you may have noticed within the planning and these allegations.
Well, one of the things that you have to, the hurdles, so to say, that you have to get over in this case is just the geographic difficulties going from Chicago to California to commit this offense. And so there's only a couple ways you can get there. Either you can drive or you can fly. And, obviously the advantage of flying gives you more of a time advantage. You can get there faster, but you also leave an electronic footprint. And that's what it seems like law enforcement was able to pick up on, was the electronic footprints that were left from purchasing the tickets. Now, when you fly, you also have to have transportation on the ground. So you have rental cars. And if you're there for an extended period of time, that also leads to maybe a hotel stay.
As we talk about this level of planning, it also appears there was also this element of not so great planning if you didn't want to be caught. And some of the 5 defendants actually used their real names, their birth dates, and photo IDs to book this travel. And then one of the co-conspirators actually texted another co-conspirator saying, don't book no flights under no names involved with me. What's your reaction to kind of just doing this allegedly and using your real name, your real ID, but also kind of wanting to keep this on the down low as well, too, of not wanting to get caught?
Well, I think that when I read over that, I was kind of surprised by that, with how unhidden that was. But I think also it plays to the element of what their motivation was, and it seemed that as there were some.
Chat. What y'all think, bro? Y'all think his man's ratted them out for real, bro? Or you think they've been doing like an investigation? They said his man's been wired, but like at the same time, I feel like that's hard to believe. Like it's either these two. Like it's either he's snitching, but like I don't think he will really be wired up because like G shit that'll make a nigga feel some type of way. But like I don't know, bro. Like if he really did that shit, that's OD. That's OD.
Some discussion of payment. And so sometimes individuals are so intrigued by being able to get their hands on whatever this payment is that they overlook small details, and leaving your name on a receipt or on a reservation is one of those things that they miss.
When we see kind of these types of cases, a lot of times, I think sometimes the defendants are allegedly always kind of wanting one specific target. But then there are some cases where someone else is hurt or killed, kind of in this focus of retaliation. What are your thoughts, given that Quando Rondo's cousin was actually killed when the murder was allegedly plotted for him?
I think it's always unfortunate that innocent people get caught in the line of fire. It's something that we deal with often within street violence, but I also think
Damn, I'm not gonna lie. Somebody had to drop on him, bro. Some nigga had to drop on Quando, bro, and gave that shit to Dirk, bro. No funny shit. That's basically what happened, bro.
within the streets,
It's more to the shit, bro. This shit gonna get interesting, bro. Like G shit is really more to the shit.
there's also a mentality when there's a retaliation and gang culture that if you get caught riding with someone that I have beef with, then it just kind of it's the rules of the street. Like you put yourself in that situation, and now you have to unfortunately reap the circumstances of it.
And there's also been rumors circulating online that there might have been an informant or even a snitch within OTF that may have revealed more to the feds. Do you think that's at all possible in this case, that they needed an informant on the inside to kind of give a scoop into kind of how everything was planned out and kind of how everything kind of came to fruition?
Well, I know that there was very detailed information, and it definitely indicates that the investigators did a great job digging up surveillance footage and being able to uncover some of the.
Damn, but that motherfucker tried to take his head off, bro. These niggas missed though, like G shit. Like, that look like two niggas. Not gonna lie, these niggas missed. Like, how the fuck?
The intimate details. I don't know if there was an informant necessarily, but it seems that they do have some very personal details in their indictment.
And given if there was possibly an informant, kind of how do they all play a role into this case? Because again, within the culture, a lot of times there is a no snitching policy. But what are your thoughts on whether or not there might have been an informant and kind of how that may have all came into this as well too?
Well, the no snitching thing is very huge in the street and within the hip hop culture. But one thing that within the law enforcement community, when someone is looking at a significant sentence, which I think murder for hire either carries in some sort of way situations, death penalty, and also life in prison. It's every man for himself at that moment. And so the old cliche of the first one to talk gets the best deal normally that weighs very heavily in these cases.
Some of the
Somebody already snitched, bro. Niggas already snitched on him, bro. I'm not gonna lie, you can't be no rap, bro. Like, I can't jack that. Like, bro, if you know you gonna do this shit, bro, you gotta go down for that shit. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. If Dirk make it out this fucking case, bro, this shit would be a miracle, bro. No funny shit.
defendants, in addition to being offered money, were also promised lucrative music opportunities if they carried out this murder. And I know we've kind of been having a discussion about, how rap culture kind of bleeds
Damn, what the fuck? How the fuck these niggas know all about this shit? Yo, it has to be a snitch, bro. A snitch is like, bro, he had to be wired up.
into gang culture. But what's your reaction to kind of this lucrative opportunity given they carry out this bounty?
Well, it's the American dream of wanting to be able to create a better opportunity for yourself and your family. And unfortunately, a lot of individuals have, the dream of making it in the rap business, and you're just not given the opportunity. So that is something that is going to be very alluring to a lot of individuals because they not only want to be able to have the rap contract, but also the rap lifestyle. And some people are willing to do whatever it takes to get that.
And sometimes when we see these cases, especially gang cases that are also kind of double as like hip hop cases, YNW Melly, this case with Lil Durk, even YSL, I can't help but notice just how young some of the defendants are and some of the alleged activities that they're being accused of doing. They're so young, in their 20s, probably started maybe when they were teenagers. But what are your thoughts on just how young some of these defendants are when they're kind of coming up, like you had just mentioned, wanting this American dream, but then at the same time having this kind of tie to the
There's gonna be a lot to this shit, bro. I'm not gonna like sit here and try to front with y'all niggas like G shit, bro. Like the way this street shit go, like niggas go back and forth. Like you kill my mans, I'm gonna kill yours type shit. But I'm not gonna lie though, like he slid for Vaughn. He dead, bro. Not gonna lie, he dead. But look at the outcome of it. Like you feel me? Like the street shit, it comes with a lot of that. Like no funny shit.
street culture where maybe they don't see the actual consequences of what could happen. Either they go to jail or they may end up dead on the street. What are your thoughts on just that whole layer and aspect of it?
Well, I think one of the things that weighs heavily on the influence is the fact that, a guy that you may have grown up with, seen around the neighborhood, now he has his lucrative rap contract and is driving, foreign cars and living in expensive houses and traveling, all across the country. They almost become larger than life. And so when you have a young individual that maybe hasn't had the best role models in life, what they're able to see this individual achieve is going to be larger than any kind of verbal warning that someone can tell them. They're going to take their word as being, good. If I can carry out what is being asked of me, then maybe I can live this lifestyle as well. And I think that that reality weighs heavier than any consequence that you can think of.
And as someone who is a detective who works with street gangs, kind of what are you hearing from the inside that you'd be willing to talk about on camera as far as, maybe just what the motivation is to kind of continue to be a part of this lifestyle?
Well, obviously the what everyone is doing right now across social media as well as the streets and within the street culture is they're kind of unpacking this indictment. They're trying to breaking it down line by line, trying to piece things together, figure out if there is an informant, also figuring out if this was something that was carried out on behalf of King Von, and just connecting the dots on, their from their levels. But I think that what factors into that is the theory that nobody plans to get caught. The plan is we're going to do it, we're going to get away with it, and we're looking 100 yards down the field.
That's facts, bro. People don't think about the consequences, bro. To shit, bro. That's why y'all really gotta watch y'all homies, bro. No funny shit. Like, people not gonna really think about the consequences to shit until you get into big trouble, bro. Until you get into that trouble, then everybody gonna try to act like not like they don't know what the fuck going on. Niggas gonna start chirping. You know what I mean? Once niggas start chirping, niggas start getting bad, bro. And the feds, bro, they good at what they good for me. They good at what they be doing, bro. They gonna find out. Like, you better hope. Like, if you riding on your mans, you won't get bad, bro. Gee, shit.
Instead of seeing what's going on right now, and the factor of getting caught now being named in a federal indictment, that part is not really thought of too heavily because, again, nobody factors in that I am going to get caught for this.
And kind of going back to the Lil Durk
That's
aspect
facts.
of
I'm
it
out
as
on
well
that.
too, he was again a very popular rap artist. He had a lot of popular songs and a lot of fans did look up to him. But it seems though, as we don't know at this particular point, but it seems though a lot of people may be alleging he's kind of the kingpin in a way of the OTF, and that he is a someone who carries out these plots, essentially kind of running a criminal enterprise. What are your thoughts on just kind of how people allege these popular rap artists are these kingpins in a way of criminal street gangs?
Well, I think with this case, it's gonna be very interesting in how it plays out. But we're gonna really get into the basics of rap being entertainment or rappers really living what they rap about. And I think there's definitely something that's a hurdle that investigators are gonna have to get over, with just proving that this little Dirk's role in OTF wasn't merely entertainment; that he actually had a role within the street culture of OTF.
And do you see any other hurdles that investigators may come to find when they're kind of going through this case?
Well, anytime that you're dealing with multiple people with inside, in an indictment, co-conspirators, what's people's roles kind of change, and then there's money as well involved with some of the people that were discussed in this case. So it's also heavily influenced by the street life and culture, gang life and culture. And so what they have today may change, and hopefully on the investigators' end, what you see in that indictment would only kind of snowball and grow larger. Maybe they're able to develop more evidence and convert some of these co-conspirators into witnesses for the government.
All right, Detective Eric Barnes, I appreciate so much your insight into this case. Before we sign you off, is there anything else you'd like to add about just where the case goes from here?
No, I think from what we see in this indictment that the investigators did a very solid job investigating this case, and kudos to them.
All right, Detective Eric Barnes, again, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
According to reports, Jones and Houston have a scheduled
That's
hearing in
crazy.
Chicago
I'm not
on
gonna lie,
Monday.
bro.
However,
They really
Lil
think,
Durk was given the
they really think this is the end of it, bro. What y'all think, bro? Like, y'all think this is the end of Dirk? This might be the end of Dirk, bro. No funny shit.
keys to Chicago by the mayor and hosted a prayer event in the city. Then less than a week later, the feds arrested him for hiring shooters to kill Quando Rondo. Durk was about to fly to Italy and try to escape the situation, but then he got busted by the feds and now could be facing a death penalty or a RICO. And today
The death penalty is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
we're breaking down why Lil Durk could get locked up for life. On October 24th, news broke that 3 OTF affiliates and 2 other dudes had been arrested for killing Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pop, back in 2022. Cuz, Didi, Flocka, Brown Eyes, and Boogie were all hit with charges for murder for hire, committing fraud for hire resulting in death, and carrying and discharging firearms and a machine gun. According to the indictment, after King Von was killed by Quando Rondo's homie Lil Tim in 2020, someone in OTF put a bag on Quando's head. The first documents that came out didn't have Durk's name listed, but it's allegedly been confirmed that he's listed as co-conspirator 1. And according to the paperwork, Durk made clear in coded language that he would pay anyone
Hold on. Coded language that will pay a bounty or monetary reward or make a payment to anyone who take part in the killing of TB for his role and Devon Bennett murder.
who took out Quando Rondo after Lil Tim killed Von. And besides handing out some cash for the hit, the paperwork also says Durk was offering the shooters a deal with OTF too. The paperwork says that Cuz used an OTF credit card and bought plane tickets to fly the rest of the shooters out to California. Cuz was in Miami at the time, but he took a private jet to LA and met up with everyone else there. The OTF dudes got the info that Quando was staying at a hotel in LA, and they jumped into action as soon as they got his location. When Cuz landed in LA, he booked.
How the fuck they got the fucking info though? Like, that, for me. So the person that gave these niggas the info, they gonna find that shit out. No funny shit.
the room at the Universal.
Hold on. Using a credit card and then type shit. Defendant Grant rented a hotel room for co-conspiration. Wait, co-conspirators located in Los Angeles, California. The Universal City Hotel. He booked a room at Hawaii
City Hotel, and that's where he handed out guns to the rest of the crew. Cuz also rented a white BMW and a white sedan, and those are the whips that the shooters used to track Quando down when he was riding around the city with his sister and his cousin Lil Pop. They allegedly followed Quando around for 2 days, and then they decided to pull the hit off when he parked at a gas station on Beverly Boulevard. Boogie drove his whip into an alley behind the gas station and parked, and that's when Flocka, Brown Eyes, and another shooter that wasn't named in the documents got out and walked up on Quando's whip and started letting off shots. Quando and his sister both made it out of the situation alive and without getting hit, but Lil Pop was killed at the scene, and Quando was recorded screaming while the paramedics pulled Pop's body from the whip. Then right after the hit went down, the whole crew met up at a burger spot and talked about how much they were all gonna get paid. It's not clear how much they all ended up getting, but that same day, somebody used an OTF affiliated credit card to buy plane tickets for Didi, Flocka, Brown Eyes, and Boogie to fly back to Chicago. According to rumors, Durk knew the indictment was about to come down and he tried to fly to Italy to escape. The rest of the crew were all in Chicago when the cops arrested them, but Durk was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. According to rumors, Durk knew the indictment was about to come down and he tried to fly to Italy to escape. The rest of the crew were all in Chicago when the cops
So they locked them up while they
arrested them,
So when they got back to Chicago, they locked them up.
but Durk was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The feds were tracking every move he made, and they found out that Durk booked 2 different flights to Dubai and Switzerland, but
He's smart. He tried to get 2 flight tickets to trick these niggas out. To catch
he didn't
that
hit on
Italy-
either one of them.
To catch that trip to Italy.
Then at 6:40 p.m., the FBI discovered that Durk had booked a private jet to Italy that was supposed to take off at 9 p.m. from Miami. Durk almost made it to the airport, but the feds caught him just an hour before the jet took off and booked him for putting the hit out on Quando. And according to the indictment, Durk and his crew were already trying to get ahead of the situation and had been threatening witnesses. It's not clear who the witnesses are in the case, but rumors are flying right now that one of Durk's own homies is the reason that everyone got caught. OTF Jam came up with Durk and has been tight with him for years.
So this is the rap. Like, this is the nigga that just been snitching. Okay.
But before the drill wave popped off in Chicago, Jam got booked on an attempted murder charge and went down for 12 years. Jam was allegedly putting in major work in the streets, and while he was locked up, Durk shouted him out on tracks like Back Again when he rapped, "Jammer, get out that jam, I'll give him 50, ain't gotta ask again." He was catching murders way back then. That's when the max was in. And on the track,
That's crazy. That's crazy. Shouted bro out, gave him bread.
Try Me, Durk shouted him out again and rapped, "30 don't jam, it's like Aquafina. Free my nigga Jam, that little boy a demon." When Jam finally came home, he linked back up with Durk and confirmed that Durk gave him even more than 50K. Jam was trying to get into the rap game too, but then in 2023, he caught a gun charge and got locked up again. While he was in jail, one of Jam's baby mamas allegedly got killed, and rumors say that Jam had some beef with some other dudes in OTF. And now rumors are flying that Jam wore a wire for years around Durk and the rest of OTF after he got out of prison. There's no evidence to back the story up right now though, but some people think Durk already knew there was a rat in his crew. Back in 2022, Durk dropped the track Federal Nightmares and rapped, "When trial come, it ain't your phone, it be your homie though. He on the stand with his head down like he don't know me though. It ain't no point in getting no lawyer if your homie told. He was with you on them late nights in them fast cars and them ski masks." Jam isn't the only dude who's allegedly involved with the case that Durk raps about. Didi, aka Deesky, allegedly helped plan the hit on Quando. Deesky caught a murder case in 2014, but got out on bond in 2019. And on the track Before Fajr, Durk shouted him out and rapped, "I know they really hate me now because I'm more famous. He can't even make it out the city. He ain't make no more bangers. Whenever Deesky beat his murder, he gonna be more and more dangerous. How these killers get on the net, you would think there's no more gangsters." Durk getting locked up with all the shooters was already wild.
This is fucking crazy, bro. Like, this OD. Like, it's just so much shit. So I'm not gonna lie, bro. If they fuck around, like, cause they could do a Rico, but if they do a Rico, they gonna throw all this shit on them, bro.
Wow, but rumors are also flying that Brick Baby might be caught up in the situation too. Brick Baby and Durk have been locked in together for years. They linked up in the studio, and people thought Brick had a deal with OTF, but it looks like Durk and him might have had street ties that went deeper than rap. Before Quando Rondo went to LA, he had linked up with an OG from the Rolling 60s Crips named Big U. Quando reps the Rolling 60s in Savannah, but that doesn't mean he's cool with all the 60s on the West Coast. Brick Baby also reps the Rolling 60s in LA, but he's been dissing Quando for years and said Quando wanted Big U to help him squash the beef with the BDs in Chicago. And in the same interview, Brick Baby said that Durk's ops were his ops too.
That's my boy. I'm not from BD. I'm from 60s. But you lose you my boy. Like, my ops, your ops at this point.
People started connecting Brick Baby to the Lil Pop hit, so Brick Baby hopped online and squashed the rumors.
Stop playing with my name, point blank, period, nigga. On 6-0 Crip, nigga. Niggas die every day, nigga. That shit don't got nothing to do with me, nigga. On 6-0, you internet ass niggas steady putting stories together. You niggas on the street, no, I don't got nothing to do with it, bitch ass niggas.
But then he made people even more suspicious when he dropped the track Brick Lotto with OTF C3. Brick Baby didn't diss Quando on the track, but C3 raps, "Tell Smirk I need a perk. I'm finna ride like them killers do. I heard they claiming 60, have them real hoods get at you." Then Brick Baby dry snitched on Durk like crazy during another No Jumper interview. After Von died, people were dissing Durk for not sliding for Von. But after Lil Pop got killed, Brick Baby said that people couldn't say Durk didn't slide for Von anymore.
Slide for Von, right?
Nobody.
Yeah.
They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh, yeah, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Nah, cause Lil Pop.
Brick Baby was live on No Jumper when the news broke about Durk and the OTF crew getting booked. And Brick Baby looked terrified when he realized it was the feds and not the state police who were involved with the situation. Rumors say that Brick Baby's the one who dropped Quando's location to the OTF crew. Brick Baby has real street ties all over LA, so there's a good chance he'd be able to find out where Quando was. Plus, Quando allegedly checked in with Big U before he came to the city, so the 60s would have already known that Quando was coming to LA. There's no evidence that Brick Baby's actually involved with the case, but if he is the one who dropped Quando's location and helped the shooters out,
Somebody dropped the low, bro. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Somebody for sure dropped the low, cause how the fuck they know Quando in town? Like, That's crazy.
The feds will definitely find out and book him on an accessory charge or more. What makes the whole situation even crazier is that Durk is more famous right now than he's ever been. He won his first Grammy back in February 2024 for the track All My Life. Dirk started acting and joined 50 Cent's show Power Book 2, Ghost. And a few days before he got arrested, Dirk was given the keys to Chicago by Mayor Katrina Thompson from Broadview and Mayor Andre Harvey from Bellwood. After Dirk got the keys, his youth foundation, Neighborhood Heroes, hosted a fireside chat with 50 young dudes where Dirk and his dad talked to them about focusing on their goals. Then the next day, Dirk was at a prayer event in Chicago and said promoting spiritual well-being and fostering unity is essential to the work we do at Neighborhood Heroes. And right after that, Dirk performed in front of 18,000 people at the United Center with Lil Baby and Sexy Red. It seemed like Dirk was really trying to get back to the community and turn everything around, but nobody knew that might have been his last concert ever. After Dirk got arrested, Mayor Katrina Thompson from Broadview took away Lil Durk's key to the city and cut ties with his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation and said that even though Dirk is innocent until proven guilty, Broadview has even higher moral and ethical standards of behavior. A couple of years ago, Dirk went on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast and Wallow begged him not to slide for Vaughn. Wallow told Dirk about how he forgave his own brother's killer, and Dirk needed to move on before he ended up dead or in jail.
I forgave my brother's killer, and I'm saying it to say this. Nigga that killed my brother, my brother died in my grandma's arms. If I ain't let that shit go, I won't be right here today. I won't be here for my niece and my nephews. Me and Gil won't be doing this. Y'all won't know me. I won't be able to get y'all this game. But I had to leave. I had to let that shit go. Now I'm out here taking care of his daughter, paying for her to go to school, taking care of my nephew, taking care of my mama and my grandmama.
Talk to him. Show.
Because I forgave my brother killer, but you know, I understand. I understand what y'all going through. But I love all you young niggas in here, and I mean that shit.
Lil Durk didn't listen though, and a few months later, he allegedly ordered the hit on Quando and got his cousin Lil Pop killed. Now Durk...
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy. Oh, they not giving Dirk no bell, bro.
Durk and his whole crew are facing the death penalty.
I feel like it's over, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's over.
And everyone knows that the feds don't book anyone unless they're confident that they can get a conviction. The situation isn't looking good for Durk right now, but tap in for updates because this case is just getting started.
A popular...
That's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's OD. That's smack. I'm not gonna lie. G shit. Free Durk, bro. You feel me? Free Durk. No cap. No funny shit.